Yes, once again, thank you and welcome. This is Dan Kim. I am Daniel Kimuyu from Kenya. Today is another great pleasure at this time. Wherever you are, I will say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I am coming to you with a word of encouragement, and also it is the word of the truth, because when we base our argument and our belief in the word of God, it is the word of the truth. And I want to talk about how God deals with our enemies. When God says that we should pray for our enemies, and He also says vengeance belongs to Him, He is the one to revenge on our behalf. It is true. I want us to uh, tackle a few scriptures, but the backbone of today's sermon is on the Exodus chapter 14. And this is when the children of Israelites are being released to leave Egypt to the promised land, and Moses is leading them. After they have left, God turns the heart of Pharaoh, and He makes him believe that now these children of Israelites, they don't know the way. They are still wandering in the wilderness. We can follow them and capture them. And unknown to the children of Israelites, there was an angel of God who was leading them. And when the chariots, the 600 chariots of the Egyptians, they were released to follow them, to pursue them, and bring them back. When they came near them, the angel who was leading, who was in the front, he now took the back seat to protect the children of Israelites from the attack, to prevent the Egyptians from reaching the children of Israelites. But when the children of Israel looked back, they can see the Egyptians and the chariots coming. And now they started making noise to Moses and asking funny questions like, are there no grapes in Egypt that will let us die in the wilderness? Moses, he told them, remember the children of Israelites, they had no contact with God. Unlike Moses, who had a contact and he knew he is acting under the instructions of God, and God had proved who he is to Moses. So the children of Israelites, they never had that knowledge. But Moses was very much aware of the Lord, the God who is acting on behalf, the God I am. And Moses, when you read verse 13, Moses is telling the children of Israel, the Egyptians, be still and now see the salvation of the Lord. The Egyptians who see them, you will not see them anymore. But to my amazement, it is how God was dealing with Moses. He asked Moses, why are you calling on me? Tell the children of Israelites to move on. And there's a lesson I want us to pick between verse 13 and 14. Moses is just affirming to the children of Israelites that they will see the salvation of God. But God in alliteration is asking Moses, why are you calling? Why are you calling on me? Tell the children of Israel to keep moving on. This shows us that in most times we waste our time even in our prayers, when we already know what the word of God says about a given situation in our life, what the word of God says about us, but yet we waste a lot of time in the prayers instead of moving ahead by faith because we already have that knowledge, and our mind is already releasing the power because of what we know and what we believe in. Because in this case, Moses is telling the children of Israel they will see the hand of God. But now the mentioning of the word of the name of God, God is intervening and asking Moses, why are you calling on me? Tell the children of Israel to move on. And they moved on. And he instructed Moses what to do, to strike the water, and it departed, and the children of Israel, they were able to move on. And now the chariots of the Pharaoh, they came, they pursued the children of Israel, even as they crossed the Red Sea. They pursued them on the dry land that God had provided for the children of Israelite. But in the midst, something happens. And God, the angel of God, brings confusion in the midst of the chariots of Egyptians, and they listen in themselves. The God of Israel is fighting for them. We need to go back, but they did not into that. It is at that point where God now encloses. He causes the sea now to close back, and all of them, they erupted. They were drowned. But initially, God intentionally did this because He said, I will be glorified. It is in our enemies, in most cases, that God is glorified. In our challenges, when we have gone through hardships, when we have overcome certain situations in life, this is the only time when the power of God in our life can be seen, can be witnessed. Remember, we want testimony, but we don't want the test. The church of today, we want testimony, but we don't want the test. And we think those who are doing the test, anybody going through hardships, we connect them to devil and the demons. We are say we cast demons. We are talking more of the demons. Demons, they are terrorizing them. We are casting out demons in our churches instead of giving the true word. There's a test as a Christian you have to do to pass. But the biggest power that you have in your life is the knowledge, the mindset that you have to keep on moving. What keeps you moving? It is because when you read Luke, it will tell you there's nothing impossible with God, because everything is possible. These are the forces which keeps us as Christians, as believers, to move forward without fear, because we have confidence. There is victory ahead of us. And then when you go to James, he is even it's saying, even in our tribulations, in our trials, we rejoice because we know we have victory. It is about what do we know. If you want to know how you relate with your God, and whether you know your God, and whether you know the word of God, is how you react in the midst of test. In book of Daniel, it is said, those who know their God, they will do, that is, they will do wonders. Because there is power, they manifest the power of God. Like we see the Moses is stopping the children of Israel to explain to them, they will not see. That is knowledge within Moses. He just need to tell them, the children, to move on, the children of Israel to move on. So today, the best thing that I want you to know is when you feel the pinch of the pain of the test, it is almost the victory time. It is like the labor pain. When the woman is experiencing the utmost pain, that is the time the child is about to come out. The child is the woman is about to give birth. So in the hardest part of the Christian life, of a believer, of anybody who believes in the supreme being, You need to interpret your hardships. You need to interpret what you are going through so that you cannot be whipped. You cannot get stressed. You cannot get worried. You cannot sink into depression. But you can translate seasons and you can translate what is happening. And don't give power to the enemy. The enemy cannot do anything. God knows everything and has worked out your way, your victory. That is one understanding you need to have. Even when you go to prayers, don't pray prayers like you're asking God whether He is going to give you victory, whether He is going to do this, because He has already declared it. You need to also declare, believe it, digest that word and produce power. Have that mindset of what God says about a given situation, about trials in our life. We need to rejoice. Even Jesus, when He's leaving this world, He is not giving a very sweet message to the disciples. He is telling them, in this world you will have tribulations, but be happy because I have overcome, and He who is in you is bigger, is greater than the world. And when we go to Past Peter, it is telling us, when we go through tribulation, don't think like something funny is happening, because now that is where our church today is missing everything. When someone is going through tribulations, they tell you you are bewitched, something funny is happening, but that is not the true gospel. That is the human gospel, because they want to manifest as if they have the power. Remember, all the power translates from God. All the power emits from God. Every person, even me, my preacher, whoever I meet, even the angels, all the power is from God. So it is your understanding and your ability to capture that word of God and understand it. That is how it will manifest in your life. Remember, the Bible, Psalms, it says, some believe in chariots, but for us, we believe in the living God. So there is power in what you believe in. And that is why David would just by a stone kill Goliath. Goliath is believing on the majesty and whatever. And the kings, by the kingdoms, they believed in armed forces. But David, by just a stone, Goliath is down. There's glory that is coming in any tribulation if you believe in God, in any situation you are going through. And the hardest part, even when you think you are losing everything in life, don't be stressed. It is time to rejoice. It is time to prepare for mighty manifestation. It is time to, like, you see what we call this, the swing. To swing like the pendulum, the way it swings. It is a time to move, to synchronize your thinking and the word of God, to synchronize your belief and what the word of God says. Victory belongs to you, and the victory has already been declared. And your enemies, God, that is God's business. Your enemies, God's business. He will deal with them. The children, the murmuring and the arguments and the complaints of the children of Israel did not stop the Egyptian, but the actions of the God, it stopped the Egyptian. So you have to know, all the battle belongs to God, but for you, you have a responsibility of manifesting the faith and moving forward to conquer. Don't fear. Don't fear, even when you face what kind of sort of enemy, what kind of calamity, what kind of challenge, what kind of test, that it will translate to the testimony that you are going to have. Remember, after Job went up through everything, there was restoration 4 times. There is always multiplication when you endure. When you pass the test, there is multiplication. God will not restore you just to where you are, but He will multiply you, and it will be even a testimony, because people will realize this is God's doing. It is not your God. It is not your doing. So today, let us be encouraged that God God is fighting for us. When you see challenges, when you see like enemies are pursuing you, that is the time to realize God is in a mission. He's on a mission now. He wants to be glorified in your life. He has chosen you to use you for his own glory. So have that full mindset and don't go to uh, these churches which will like hallucinate your mind, like you are bewitched, you have demons, you have curses. So they bring negative energy instead of positive energy. This is what we call false prophets, and they are ruling in almost 70% of our gospel churches. They are ruling. They are just brainwashing people with this gospel of if you have headache, something, someone is bewitching you. No, your enemies are dealt with by God, family. And when you go to a church that is founded on demons, no, that is where your problems are coming from. The demons cannot withstand the presence of God. If in your church you are always dealing with the demons, know that that is a direct translation. There's no presence of God, because God and the demons, they don't stay together. When Jesus approached the person who was possessed and was living in the tombs, just at the entrance, the demon, they shouted, "What have you come to do with us?" So this is shows any church that is holy and sanctified and worship as the true worship of God. It does not, witchcraft cannot withstand the presence of God. Those churches are just brainwashing and bringing human kind of approach of gospel to tame your weakness and use it for their capitation, to make money out of you, to just misuse you and abuse you, and you are turned to human worship. But from today, the children of Israelites, even they never worshipped Moses, and Moses did not even say he is the one doing it. It is God who is going to do it, and God is going to fight. Those who are enemies, they better get warned earlier. The earlier they see, the earlier they know they are pursuing the anointed one, the better, because they are going to fall in the trap, and they will all be drawn, and you will not see them anymore. God bless you. God bless you. I love you.